Hello everyone, this is Tristan Dodson back at it again here with a VIVHL matchup, a Div 1-2 game between the Victoria Sheep in the black with the red and blue, and then the Nanaimo Roadrunners in the white with black trim. And this should be a good game. When these teams play, I always enjoy it. So I hope you guys at home will enjoy it as well, or wherever you are. It doesn't have to be at home. Starting in goal for the Roadrunners is Troy Gladsdale. And for the Sheep, I believe that's Evans, but I'm not sure. Got a white jersey on with no number. The Sheep control. Fulton pass across. Chipped in, down low. It's picked up. Kept in at the line. The Sheep are on a quick start here. They play it back to the point. Fulton swings it around the net. Hustling after that, it's a Roadrunners player and a Sheep player. The Roadrunners come up with it. Behind their own net, they play it up. Play it D to D. Spun around. The pass was to the player behind the net. He wasn't ready in his own zone. Now try to chip it out at center. They can't, though. The Sheep keep it in. Spinning off a check to the net. A shot, fanned on it, and maybe kind of rolled off his stick there. Now in the middle, the Sheep keep it in once again, courtesy of Fulton. Now the Sheep control once again, knocked off his stick though at the wall, but his teammate helps him out, bringing it into the middle. A look, a shot, and they score. Quick goal for the Sheep. And they lead 1-0 here early in this game. Again, thank you everybody for tuning in. We appreciate it. Gotta lock up the scoreboard there. There we go. Oh, wrong one. Sorry, folks. Gotta fix that here. Sheep are there. Roadrunners are there. My apologies. Down the other way quickly while I was fixing the scoreboard there. The Sheep get another shot on, but this time it's saved by Gladsdale. I believe he gets a glove on that one after I look up there. Off the draw, the Sheep win it. They spin off a check, chip it to the point. Shot from far, looking for the tip in the high slot there. I think it hits his stick and goes off his own foot to the corner, and now the Roadrunners pick it up in their own zone. Leonard will play it up. He'll get it to his teammate, who chips it over. Hustles in the middle, takes a look. Great back check there by the Sheep player on the wall. Rather near the middle there. Sweet picks that up. Chips it to 27. That's Jennings. Jennings back to Sweet. Down low to number 94, Smith. Smith feeds it up the middle to Welsh there. Oh, my apologies, that's Pander. Pander gets a stick on it, but then he can't control it, and it goes down to the Roadrunners zone. They play catch D to D. Here's Leonard back looking for his teammate at the side behind the net. Now he tries to hustle up. He gives it away, though, in the slot. Pander pass across, stopped by the pad of Gladsdale. Another rebound chipped away. Here come the Roadrunners battling on the wall here. Chipped up and past the Sheep's player. Good hustle by the Roadrunners player there, but also a good back check by 94 of the Sheep. That was a great play by number 15. That's Sukraj Narwal. Great play to pass it off the boards to himself and chip it down. Almost gets a great look. Had an opportunity there, but Kieran Smith did get back quite quickly there to interrupt that. Face-off will be deep in the Sheep zone after that good rush by Narwal, number 15 of the Roadrunners. Spears will take the draw for the Sheep defensively. He'll win it back. Battle for the ball. Guy gets kind of drilled into the boards by Fulton there. Now a pass behind the net. Good stick there. Great hand-eye by Chris Fulton. Knock that out of harm's way. Number 12 spins it around, pass looking back in the slot, a shot, big save, and stick to the corner by Gladstone. What a save. Point blank. Unreal. Now here come the Sheep rather again. Now a pass across, blocked. Roadrunners chip it up. Goes all the way down. And it'll be icing as they didn't make center, so the Roadrunners ice it. Face-off will be deep in their zone once again. Again, thank you everybody for tuning in. We appreciate you. Hope you're enjoying the stream so far. This current score, like shown on the scoreboard, the digital scoreboard here, is 1-0 in favor of the Sheep, as they had a quick goal about just under a minute in the game. Off the draw in the Roadrunners zone. It's won by the Sheep. They try to look for a rush up, pass to the middle, blocked, in some feet. It goes in and pops out quickly, so that's the second goal for the Sheep. That was a quick in and out. I didn't even see that go in, folks. Maybe you guys at home got a better look on the camera there. Hope so. What a goal. I think he got a top corner there too. There's the scoreboard 2-0 here, folks. Off the draw in center. Won cleanly by the Roadrunners. And it goes to Brashens. He plays it back. Now they pass up the boards. Interrupted, though. Fought for. Here's Fulton. His stick gets lifted. He's battling. And he makes a great play to hold off the forechecker there and pick it off. But he gives it away now under pressure. Pass in front. Another great defensive play by Fulton. He's had himself a really, really strong game so far. Unreal. He is locked in, folks. Now pass back to Fulton. Up the middle. Now the Roadrunners control their own zone. Here's number 88, Irving. Plays it across, played up. So pass. Brassens is in with him in support. A shot from the number 27, I believe that was Fredrickson. And it's gloved down by the Sheep's goaltender. He made that one look easy. Sorry, that was 25 rather. That was Molly, the forward, not Fredrickson, the defenseman. I couldn't see that. They were running so fast, I lost the grasp of that number there. I couldn't see it. Now here come the Sheep off the draw. They win it and push it up. Fought for. Good defensive stick at the zone entry line there, but it stopped. And controlled back again by the Sheep. Now a battle for it. Now the Roadrunners come up with it. That's Leonard that does a great play there to support of his teammate to help him control the ball here. Jennings knocks it down off his glove, but it's interrupted. Now here's Narwhal, number 15. Shot, blocker, save. Hustling after that is number 4. Saywell. Shot goes wide. Up in the air. Grabbed and gloved down by number 7 of that's Griffin of the Sheep. He takes a look now, shoots. It's on the goal line. It's almost swallowed up by Glades though, but he can't grab it. Now the Sheep control behind their opponent's net. Pass to the point. Smith has it. He plays it back down low for Pander. Pander across, but it's blocked. Now here's a great play by Gnarl, but a great defensive play by Jennings there to interrupt that. Chip down low. Hustling after that's Kieran Smith with the goaltender for the Runners will come out and play it to Narwhal. Pass in the middle, interrupted. Now pass across, 55. Looking for Narwhal back to 55, interrupted by Smith once again. A great pass up. Here's Griffin. Griffin all alone, drags it, brings it in, he scores. Backhand, forehand, tuck. What a move. And just like that, this game is getting away from the Roadrunners as the Sheep lead 3-0 pretty early on in this game. Off the draw, the Sheep win it. Jennings, pass up. In some feet. Now the Roadrunners control. Now it's blocked just inside center by Kieran Smith. Picked up by Lum here. Kirkland Lum makes a play across down low. His teammate, that was number 12, Moore. Moore tries to go back to Lum, but it's picked off. Here's Jake Sweet, pass to the middle. Shot by Smith, blocked by the stick of the Lum, the defender in the middle there. Battling for it. And the Roadrunners come up within their own zone. They're taking a look. They played behind the net to D kind of sort of there up. Trying to get a break up the wall, but it's interrupted by the Sheep as they lock down defense on that wall there and keep the ball out of harm's way. Now here's a great play, chip up, number 20 looking for that. Number 20 is Wood, but it's chipped off his stick by Smith. And here's number 17 of the Sheep, Spears. Gets picked off his stick now. Now here come the Roadrunners the other way. Good defensive play by Jennings. Here's Logan Spears with Brody Jennings, and at the net, we have a Vermeulen at the net. I think that is. I'm pretty sure that's Vermeulen there. Oh yeah, that's Vermeulen there. They have number 12 listed as somebody else, but that is not who that is. Here's Fulton with the ball. Chris Fulton takes a look. Pass up the boards. There in support helping is Riddle. Riddle will play it up, looking for number 16, Morrison. Morrison controls, plays it back to Fulton. As he sees some pressure on him on the high glass there. Here's Fulton, right pass up the middle. Right back to Riddle. Riddle controls, but it gets knocked off his stick by Brassens. Brassens pass across, great feed. Number 2, looking back for Brassens. Number 2 is Van Herk. Here's Branter. Branter controls. Pass to Van Herk. Now down to the point, a shot from far out wide. Off the back of the net on the bounce off the back boards there. And it's picked up by a Sheep's player. It's to the captain there of the Sheep. That's Griffin. Griffin goes back to number 88, Michael Frederick. Frederick takes a look. Passes it back to the middle. Here's Griffin. Caleb Griffin controls. Watched closely by Brassens as well as number 8 there in close quarters. Leonard battling for the ball, but it's picked off his stick as Frederick picks his pocket. Pass across, a shot just high. Griffin, the captain, takes a look. Battling him on the wall behind the net there was Leonard. Stefan Leonard can't get the ball though as Griffin controls. Now Brassens will chip it and play it on the net. No icing as it hits the goaltender. Here's Fulton. Backhand pass to Griffin. Caleb Griffin gets the zone. With him in support is Frederick as well as number 16 who is Morrison. Battle for the ball. Thought the Roadrunners were going to be able to clear that there, but they can't. They give it away. Now here's Griffin. The Sheep put on some immense pressure here, just relentless forechecking. The Roadrunners can't get out of their zone. Now they can. Great pass up. Just onside as Narwhal slides his foot just to get back. Now pass across. A shot just wide. Might have got a piece of the goaltender there on a great look from a short angle shot there on the short side. Here's number 16 bringing that up. That's Morrison. Aiden Morrison to Jennings. A slap shot. Pad saved by Troy Gladsdale, the Roadrunners goalie. Now here's Narwhal. He gets the zone. Takes a look. Still controls. Watched closely by Smith, but he gets off that check. 55 rips it. Tipped in front with a great chance, but just wide. So that's Saywell chipping that. Just out of the far from the side post there, far post rather, my apologies. Here's Jennings, watched closely by one of the Roadrunners players, and he gets in and scores. Now that was a quick move. He did a little toe drag, sort of a little chip to himself, brought it back in and sniped one. The Sheep now lead of a score of 4-0 as this game is looking like it's going farther and farther away, the comeback chance for the Nanaimo Roadrunners, but you never know. It's not over till it's over. There's still just under 7 minutes left in this game. Rather, in this first period of a two-period game. My apologies. Here's Vermeulen off the draw as the Sheep win it. He tries to get the zone and chip it back, but the ball rolls off his stick. Battle for it. Vermeulen with a great look on a guy like 2 times his size here. He holds his own. Chip down, and that'll be icing against the Nanaimo Roadrunners. And the face-off will once again go deep into their end, as their passes have not been always on the mark here thus far, unfortunately for them. They have the right idea. They have some good chances for stretch passes up, but so far the record of them getting that pass, and controlling it has been not too good. Now chip pass up after they win the draw here by the Roadrunners. Shot, great look on the net there. Saw some space and tried to feed it. That was Wood. Jake Sweet controls. Sweet plays it down for number 17. 17 Spears. Spears controls still, plays it to the point. There's Jennings. Jennings pass across to Sweet. Sweet backhand shot or a pass looking to go in front of right in the slot there, but Troy Gladsdale gets a stick on it. Now here's the Roadrunners. They play D to D. Jake Sweet pressures that play there. Great pass up the middle. Now pass across all alone. Backhand just wide as he had an open cage. Unlucky. He still controls though. Shot tipped just wide of their own net by a defender in front. Almost scored himself there. Here's a pass to the middle. It's interrupted by Smith. Now Smith has number 17 with him. That's Spears. Spears gets it, plays it back to Kieran Smith. Kieran Smith drives the middle, takes a look, shoots just wide. Hits the backboards, fought for. The Roadrunners control it. Number 88 of the Roadrunners. Plays it up the wall, now pass up the middle. Gaining center and chipping that down was Lum. I think that was offside running it in. Or I think they call that icing. He made center and chipped it down, but they call that an ice. So the refs have a miscommunication here. I definitely saw that Roadrunners player make center before chipping that in, so that should not have been icing, but it looks like they'll do a face-off at center due to that error there from Stripes. And fought for. The Sheep come up with it after a bit of a even draw there. I thought the Roadrunners had possession, but the Sheep end up picking that ball up. Pass D to D, rather pass to the point to D. Fulton shot. Griffin had a chance to tap it in, but the defender, Leonard, just knocks that out of harm's way just in time to make sure Griffin can't get there. And here they come playing D to D, trying to look for a pass through the middle, but it's out of the reach of Van Herk. And icing will be the call against the Nanaimo Roadrunners. Right idea. Couldn't convert on that play, though. This is something like that is when you can zoom in on like a face-off, okay? If you really want to. Not right now, though. All right. Pass across. Brassens controls. Brassens, great play to the middle. Van Herk picks that up as it misses the stick of number 25. In some feet, loose. He tries to tap it in, but Fulton again with a big, great body to push out of harm's way. Now the Roadrunner will get a tripping penalty. That'll be number 2, Van Herk, taking that penalty. Unfortunate, as the Roadrunners had some momentum going here. And then the stick gets in the feet there. So it'll be a napper power play going to the Sheep here, where they're already up 4-0. 2-minute minor. Every other stick infraction in the VIBHL is a 4, a double minor. Slashing, cross-checking, anything else of the sort, a trip still remains a 2-minute minor. Off the draw, the Roadrunners win it, but it gets to Fulton. Fulton will play it to the middle. Here's Caleb Griffin. Griffin takes a look. Shoots, blocked by the Nanaimo Roadrunners player there in the center. Griffin controls. Fulton calls him, tells him to walk the ball up. The Sheep slow down the play here on the man advantage. Here's a shot from far out. Gladsdale makes the save. Rushing in was number 16 of the Sheep, who was Morrison, as just in case that ball was loose. I think Gladsdale did think about playing that, but eventually he decides not to. Off the draw, the Sheep win it. Here's Griffin to Fulton. Fulton takes a look, watched closely by Narwhal. Fulton played down low. Aiden Morrison picks that up as Leonard tries to interrupt that play. Now Narwhal pick it up. Leonard will chip it down, but it's kept in by Fulton just inside the center there, outside the zone. Griffin takes a look. Shot blocked. Now Fulton plays it to the wall. Great play by Leonard to pick off that pass. Battle for it, but it ends up being picked up by the Sheep again. Now try to clear it down. Fulton plays it down. It stays in. It's good. Offside was not called here. I think that's what someone was complaining about in the middle there. Pass up. Chip down. It'll come out at center now. Fulton's after it. He'll spin and make a play across to his teammate Michael Frederick. Now Griffin makes the zone back to Frederick. Pass across to Jake Sweet. Shot off the stick of Leonard out of, that might have been a goal saver. It might have been in if he didn't get a stick on that. Now pass across, looking for Sweet again. Now here's Narwhal. Controls the ball. Hustling after. Fulton's with him. And at the center he gets drilled. Frederick gets absolutely clobbered by Narwhal, and he will go to the box. Delayed call as they haven't touched it yet. They still control. Fulton at the red line. Here's Chris Fulton taking a look on delayed call. Shot off the post and touched up by a Roadrunners player. A body contact penalty going to yeah, that's what I thought. For a second I thought I jumped the gun here and was incorrect, but I was right. He got a body contact penalty. That hit was could have been interference too because he didn't have the ball regardless, but in ball hockey those kind of hits are quite frequently penalties. Most of the time, 99 out of 100 times that's going to be a penalty. The referee's on a short fuse today. He told the bench that next time they have a word, they're giving him a 10. So I guess he's not happy this morning, or this afternoon rather. He was just having a conversation with Donkers there, one of the referees. The other ref here was not having it. Fair enough. He wants to be in control of this, and I guess he's doesn't want that conversation going on. It seems civil enough. Now it's a Napper power play once again for the Sheep. Jennings pass across to Smith. Back to Jennings. Jennings looking to go down low to number 5. Who is number 5? Number 5 is Riddle. I knew that. Now Riddle controls. Riddle takes a look. Shoots. Blocker saved by Gladesdale. Goes just wide. Smith to Jennings. Jennings shot. Looking for a tip in front for Riddle. It's in his feet. Backhand. Loose. And now it's waved off. It goes in the back of the net, I think, or close to it. That one. I didn't see if that went in or not. I'm way over here, but from the reaction to one of the players, I think it actually may have not. I'm not sure. Regardless, no goal on the play. Here's Jake Sweet running around to interrupt that clearing attempt around behind the net by the Roadrunners. Pass from Jennings back to Sweet. Sweet controls. Pass across in front. Shot. Big save, Gladesdale. Now it's loose, and he'll jump on it and cover it. What a save by the Roadrunners goalie. Elite goaltending there. He read him like a book all the way. Saw that pass to the post and said no. Slid across, made a big pad save, and then swallowed the rebound to boot. What a play by Troy Gladesdale. Battle for the ball. It's in some feet. The Roadrunners try to clear it. They pass it up. They can't get it. Now it'll go down and will be cleared as Jennings tries to interrupt that. This is the last minute of play in the first period here. Score currently 4-0 in favor of the Sheep. And they're on a power play for 44 more seconds. So majority of this, rest of this first frame of 2. Here's Jennings. Jennings to Smith. Smith takes a look. Back to Jennings. Jennings fakes the shot. Now plays it down low. A shot. Pad save. Gladesdale up in the air. Jennings will pick that up, though. Brody Jennings takes a look. Watched closely by a player in the middle there. Pass across. Pander. Pander controls. Pander down low in some feet. It's Sweet that picks that up. Sweet spins off a check now. Pass to the middle. A shot from Smith. Blocker save Gladesdale. Pass in the slot given away. Now here's a great rush by the Roadrunners player there. Hustling after that. Kieran Smith picks off that play and makes a great look. Now almost gets it knocked off his stick and loses possession, but only one of those two things happened. He knocks it off his stick, but he maintains possession there. And at the horn, Sweet tries to make the zone, but he can't quite do it as he kind of gets hit there a little bit by the Roadrunners defender. And that'll do it for this first frame. The score after this first period is 4-0 in favor of the Victoria Sheep against the Nanaimo Roadrunners. This is a men's Div 1-2 matchup here at Eagle Ridge Community Center. Thank everybody for tuning in, and don't go yet. We have a second and final period upcoming soon. We'll see if the Roadrunners can make a comeback here and try to be more competitive in the second frame. And we'll be back with you shortly. Don't go anywhere yet. Oh yeah, we're good.
Yeah, we're good.
Good work, David. I think you've been doing really good work with camera today, man. Like, it's been good. I feel like this is better than last time. Because last time the camera was too zoomed in, we didn't fix that. That was my fault for not letting you know too. Okay, we're almost back at it. Move the camera to the middle now.
I know.
Hello everyone, this is Tristan Dodson. Just like earlier, back at it again here. This is the second and final period of this matchup of men's Div 1-2 game in the Vancouver Island Ball Hockey League. This is between the Sheep, who are in the black, and the Nanaimo Roadrunners, who are in the white with black trim there. And off the draw, the Sheep win it. Now in some feet. There's a look, pass down low, pass to the slot, and a shot just wide. Might have got a piece of the glove of the Sheep goaltender. If he got back there and made that save, that is unreal. The delayed penalty, so they pull their goalie to get an extra man here. Pass down low. Here's number 12. Yeah, I think he got a penalty there. I think it was either a trip or a hook. It was to Fulton with his stick and his feet there. We'll see though. Shot just wide. They haven't touched up yet, so it's still a delayed penalty. And here's a good look. Wood, pass around to Narwhal, who passes it to the high slot, but it's stopped and blocked by the stick of Brody Jennings in the middle, and it's going to be a hooking penalty for Fulton. Yeah, that's what I thought. I see his stick in his feet there. I don't know. I guess you call it, but I think it was kind of soft myself, I'll be honest. But hey, I'm not refereeing here. I'm just up in the stream box here commentating with my boy David here on the camera, so not much I can do about that call. I would have let that one go though. Wasn't much. He also dropped his stick pretty quick. Just a battle between two guys there. At least that's my take on it. Leonard picks that up. Pass down low. This is a napper power play for the Nanaimo Roadrunners. Now a shot way wide, but it's picked up by number 12. Number 12 of the Roadrunners, that's Brian Moore. Moore plays number 8, Branter. Branter's shot blocked by the stick of Jennings. Or sorry, blocked by the stick of Griffin, rather. My apologies. In some feet, Jennings controls, chips up in the air, and sent all the way down as Caleb Griffin hustles after it. There first is Corman Branter. Branter takes a look. Branter controls, pass to Leonard. Leonard takes a look. Leonard plays it to number 2, Van Herk. Van Herk chips it up, almost loses possession of it. Van Herk hustling after it. Brasson's with him in support on the wall, but it's cleared down by Smith. In center, though, kept in. Here's Jennings. Rather, Griffin, my apologies. 27-7, folks. That's I guess that's sort of close, but sorry about that. Now pass down low. Here's Narwhal from a feed from his teammate, his defensive partner there. Chipped in, looking for it to play to himself, but the Sheep chip it out of harm's way, and it goes onto the net. Gladsdale will play it down to number 88 there. It's Irving. Irving pass across. There's number 25. That's Molly. Molly tries to feed it down to Brassens, but it's out of his reach. Kieran Smith will play it all the way down, and this penalty is as good as killed here, folks. 15 seconds left, and the Sheep are just showing us why they're a top team in the Div 1-2 division here. Van Herk takes a look, and he scores! Banked in off the goaltender. Just as I said that, with 3 seconds remaining in the power play for the Nanaimo Roadrunners, Van Herk scores. So I guess I spoke too soon. Never underestimate the team in the Div 1-2 division. They're pretty high caliber here, and right as I almost was sort of saying how I feel, they show the opposite of what I was seeing thus far. They make a really good play there, hustle it in. Braden Van Herk makes it 4-1, and that's the first goal for the Roadrunners of this game so far. Just a little bit of time left in that power play, so that will be a power play goal. If it was 3 seconds later, it would have been even strength. Great play late on the power play to hustle in. Now pass across. Brassens tries to get that. Vermeulen will play it down low though. Now it goes to Smith. Smith going to Jennings. Now to Vermeulen. Back to Riddle. Riddle with Vermeulen in support. Vermeulen tries to bring it from his backhand to his forehand. He loses control of it but regains. Battle for the ball. Riddle controls. Edward Riddle watched closely by Molly. He passed to the slot. Interrupted by Irving. Irving controls. Watched closely by Sheep player now. Number 17 brings in a shot. Blocked. Now in a shot again. Blocked, and then try to clear it was Molly, but it's blocked by Vermeulen and kept in. Jennings pass across to Kieran Smith. Down low to number 17. Number 17 is Spears. Spears tries to bring it in, then pass it to the slot. To the far side rather, but then the Roadrunners clear it down. And that's going to be icing against the Nanaimo Roadrunners. Face-off will go deep into their zone. And face-off draw in the offensive zone for the Sheep. They are now only up 3 after that pretty good power play goal by Braden Van Herk, number 2 of the Roadrunners. The Sheep win it. Pass to the slot. Fredrickson looking for Sweetie. Fans on that wrister there, that 1T. Little snapshot, little wrist shot there as Fredrickson found him all alone. Unfortunate break for Jake Sweet there. Now Fulton pass across. Sweet again. Looking for Griffin this time. Now Fredrickson to Griffin. Griffin gets it knocked off his stick. Now they try to bring it up, but they can't. It's kept in. Now pass across, blocked, looking for Narwhal. Here's Jake Sweetie controls. Griffin driving the net. Number 16 there, Morrison, and supporting the high slot too. Sweet across. Griffin, great chance. What a pass by Sweet. What a quick shot by Griffin, but Gladstone makes a huge save to keep his team in it here. That was a great save. Got the blocker and the stick on it kind of near the pad just above. And Gladstone shows some colors looking like Dominic Hasek out here. Did a little stack the pads kind of thing a couple games ago when I watched the Roadrunners. I thought that was pretty cool. Kind of reminds me of the Dominic Hasek type of era of goaltending. He has that kind of stare down the shooter mentality, not really go down unless he has to. Not as much butterfly as a lot of other goalies in this league are. Off the high glass. Played up by the goaltender. He gets a great look. Leonard was trying to interrupt that, but Jennings to Sweet. Sweet all alone. Forehand, backhand. Loses control of it as he had Gladstone beat there. Now Narwhal picks it up. He controls, drives it in. Great look. Now off the bench, here's Irving. Irving pass across. It's number 55 there. There's Gladstone playing it to Irving. Irving down to number 23, Leonard. And some feet. Pander tries to bring it in. It's interrupted by Leonard. Great play by Stefan Leonard there a couple times. Leonard gets the zone. Shot from number 4, the pass across. That's Saywell. Goes wide. Here's Griffin. Griffin pass across to Pander. Offside. Jake Sweet's offside in the middle. There's number 4, Saywell again. No one touches that ball as Pander sees it's offside in the middle, so the play continues here. Shot, and they score. What a rip. Woo, right in the middle. Little drag and an absolute can of a wrist shot release by number 15 there, Narwhal. And right as I said that the Roadrunners have to lock in, that's just what they do. I think they heard me. They needed some motivation. I was saying they're getting their butts kicked a bit here. And now this is a 2-goal game. It's the second goal of the game for the Roadrunners. That's scored by number 15, Narwhal. Here's Irving. Irving takes a look. Pass across, number 12. 12 is Moore. Moore controls. Pass around looking for number 9, Lum. Lum can't get it though. It's stopped by Kieran Smith. Kieran Smith playing defense here. Behind his own net, taking a look. 27, Jennings. Jennings spins off the checking of Lum twice there and keeps possession. Toe drags around another defender in the middle. Now toe drags around the guy at the line here. Jennings on a great look. Control still. Watched closely by a couple defenders. Pass to the point. Here's Smith. Smith with a wrist shot. Looking for a tip. Rebound comes free. And they score. Sean Pander tapping that home off a unlucky play for the Roadrunners. Gladesdale was lost. He was playing far out of his blue paint. And wrist shot tips wide. Hits the back boards behind the net. Goes right in front. Right to the tape of Sean Pander. And he snipes one home. And they regain their 3-goal lead here, folks. And it is now 5-2. Again, thank everybody who's watching, tuning in right now. We appreciate it. The Roadrunners control their own zone. Spun around. Here's Irving. Irving takes a look. Controls. Passed up. Number 9, Lum. Lum takes a look. Pass up. Number 20 there, Wood. Thought that Lum was bringing it in. A little bit of a miscommunication there, but Lum was trying to feed Wood there. Kept it at the line. Here's Lum in the slot. Number 20, Wood. Shot blocked by Vermeulen there in the center, and just inside his own zone. Here's Lum again. He goes past his stick though now. Wood tries to pick it off, but his stick gets lifted by Pander. Now a shot from Irwin. Shot, rebound, another rebound. 3 saves back to back. What a sequence of saves by the Sheep's goaltender. Unreal. They still have it though, the Roadrunners do. They're looking to put some pressure on here. They're in shot. Blocker save, goes to the corner. Here's Lum. Lum controls, passes the middle again. Picked up, but then it's lost. Here's Vermeulen. Vermeulen on a rush. Vermeulen takes a look. Shot hit the post. He fakes, he's going forehand, backhand, then just chips it glove side and hits the kind of the corner there, the high post near where the post and crossbar connect. Here's Molly. Nate Molly controls, watched by Fulton. Molly, pass across. Number 2 there, that's Van Herk out of the box. Pardon me, that was a while ago out of the box, but he's onto the floor here. Now here's number 8. Number 8 is Branter. Tries to pass it around for Brassens behind the net, but it's picked off by Chris Fulton. Now Sweet looking for a play, but Branter interrupts that. Keeps it in at center as well. So no offside called. Here's Molly. Nate Molly controls. Van Herk. Shot wide. Might have been interrupted by the stick of one of the Sheep players, I believe it was. Great battle on just outside the red line in the middle there. And the Sheep end up winning that one just barely. Here's Jake Sweet. Plays it down low. Leonard trying to help out Van Herk there as he gets beat. Now behind the net. Shot in the middle, and they score. Sweet with a great pass, one-timed beautifully home by Caleb Griffin. And it's now 6-2 for the Sheep, and they regain their original lead of a 4-goal lead, as just like it was before with a while ago, 4-0, but except now it's 6-2. Off the draw, the Roadrunners win it this time. Leonard, great pass up the middle looking for Molly, but it's stopped. Now Branter tries to pass, but it's interrupted. Now here's Griffin again. Griffin taking a look. Oh, what a pass in front. It's just blocked by the stick of Gladsdale there, as it might have been a little tap in at the far post. Going Zach Hyman style. But Gladsdale comes out, gets a stick on it, makes a great play to slow that down. Shot, pad save, and a toe there of Gladsdale once again. Out at the center line, but it's brought right back in by Fulton. Griffin gets the zone. Driving the net is Pander with some support. Is also number 16, Aiden Morrison. Here's Morrison to Pander, back to Morrison. Morrison watched closely by Stefan Leonard. Leonard picks his pocket, plays it across. Jennings in there, interrupts that play though. Great play by Griffin, my apologies. Great play by Griffin there. Keep getting those two mixed up. I know both of them too. Here's Fulton to Pander. Pander makes a play. Branter tries to chip it out, but he fans on the shot there as the ball rolls away, and now the Sheep pounce on the opportunity and get it back. Pass in front looking for Pander off the foot of Leonard. Leonard presses Griffin now. Fought for to help him in support was number 4 of the Nanaimo Roadrunners, who again, I forget who that is. Saywell, right. That was Tanner Saywell. Battle for the ball. Fulton gets taken down by Narwhal. It's going to be a tripping penalty. Saying he elbowed him maybe. I'm not sure what they're saying happened there. Maybe he put his elbow near his head. They didn't call it a trip like I thought. He fell down. But maybe I was mistaken. Head contact penalty. Goes to number 15, Narwhal of the Roadrunners. On that hit against Chris Fulton there, the Sheep. I didn't see that, so I can't really comment on that. I only saw the end sequence of that, and it was very far away in the other corner, so the ref was right there. I assume he made the right call. He must have saw some intent there. Here's Jennings with Smith. Jennings to Sweet. Sweet back to Jennings. Back to Kieran Smith. Back to Jennings. Shot blocked by Lum and sent down all the way by number 20 of the Roadrunners. That's Wood. Now Smith plays it up. Looking for Vermeulen, but it's past him. Now the goaltender, the Sheeps, makes a save from a far out shot by the Roadrunners from Wood, and now it's passed up from the goaltender to Jennings. Jennings controls and slows it down. Jennings pass to Vermeulen. They get the zone, they go back to Jennings. Jennings controls, takes a look. Here's Smith. Kieran Smith controls. Back to Jennings, shot way wide, rebound for Vermeulen. Vermeulen picks it up. Here's Kieran Smith from Vermeulen. Smith takes a look. Jennings again, a shot. Great save by Gladsdale off the chest. The ball breaks, so they'll blow it dead as the ball explodes. That was weird. So we'll need to have a new ball out here, as that one breaks almost in complete half. Face off deep in the Nanaimo Roadrunners zone. Taking this draw is Vermeulen versus Van Herk, I believe. Oh no, sorry. Against number 12. Number 12 is Moore. Shot on goal. Glove save by Gladsdale. Again, Moore takes the draw against Vermeulen. Number 12 versus number 12. This time, Vermeulen wins it. Or rather, a second time Vermeulen wins it. Here's Riddle. Edward Riddle takes a look. Pass across, just wide. I think he was trying to find Sweet for the tap in, but it almost went in on anyway, but goes just wide on the far post. Sent all the way down to kill some time. 30 seconds remaining in this Napper power play for the Roadrunners, or rather the Sheep, my apologies. Bring that in is Sweet. He gets two great plays on the ball there, hustling after. Battle on the boards. Leonard spins off that check, makes a play. Leonard will play it up to the middle, and it's sent all the way down. Stefan Leonard's had a very very dominant game for himself on defense. He's been their best guy thus far, at least one of them for sure. The goaltender Gladstone played it to Brassens. Brassens gets the stick lifted just in time by Sweet. Here, pass across. Here's Jake Sweet. Pass to Pander. Pander, look, shoot. Chest saved by the goaltender of the Roadrunners, Gladsdale. Now a great clearing play by Moore. Goaltender plays it up. Here's Jennings. Jennings will make center. He'll play it down. The Sheep control. Pass across, looking for Pander, but it's out of his reach, goes behind the net. Played off the boards by Irving. To Moore. Moore gets it up to Narwhal. It's chipped, so they don't wave it as it's even strength now as he's out of the box about 10 seconds ago. Here's Narwhal. Watched closely by Jennings. Pass to the middle. Shot blocked. Jennings controls. Plays it up. That was Griffin to Pander. Pander now to number 16 in the middle. That's Spears. Up in the air. Glove down. Now they slow it down. It's even strength now. They got to change, so Narwhal plays it, controls it, and now doesn't play it until now. Here's a pass across. Here's Molly. Nate Molly controls from Irving. Rather from, my apologies, from Narwhal. Molly controls. Looking back to Narwhal, but interrupted there by number 16 of the Sheep. Shot way wide. Rebound pops number 16 of the Sheep, though. That's Morrison. Morrison down to Griffin. Griffin tries a wraparound, dropping his stick, pardon me, and getting his blocker hand on that to grab the ball. Was the goaltender of the Roadrunners, Gladsdale, with a big save to keep his team at least somewhat in it here. This game is winding down, 6-2 in favor of the Victoria Sheep against the Nanaimo Roadrunners here of our first game of this afternoon. Looking less likely for the Roadrunners to be able to get a comeback, but with 2 minutes left, never say never. I doubt 4 goals in 2 minutes could happen, especially with the dominance of the defense in the on the Sheep side here. They've been pretty good at locking that down. Chris Fulton has been unreal. Same with Fredrickson to help him out. Fulton's more of the lockdown D guy. I've seen Fredrickson's more the bringing it up if he has to kind of guy, so that's good. Fulton with another great play right as I say his name. Here's Griffin. Griffin down low to Riddle. Riddle looking to pass in front for Vermeulen, but it's blocked by number 19 of the Roadrunners. The Sheep still control, though. Great look. Now here come the Sheep the other way, or the Roadrunners the other way, as the Sheep give it away. Great back check there by Fulton and Fredrickson. Fredrickson was the main guy who helped interrupted that play there, at least. Both of them, they're a great pairing here. Pass up. The Roadrunners control. Here's number 55, Wilson. Pass in the middle, a shot, pad save by the Sheep goaltender. Final minute of play in this game. Time winding down. This looks like the Sheep will become victorious. We'll see if the Roadrunners can get a goal late, though. Shot, glove save up in the air. Another shot blocked by Fredrickson. What a great play. And Michael Fredrickson plays it up. Here's Griffin, the captain. Caleb Griffin watched closely by Stefan Leonard. Leonard on him hard. Great pressure by Leonard there. Relentless pressure there. And here's Griffin. Shot just wide. Rebound pops looking for Fredrickson, but stick to the corner out of harm's way by Gladsdale. 20 seconds remaining in this game. It pops up the zone. Fulton will likely just kill this time off. 12 seconds left. And Fulton will kill it, and that'll do it for this game, folks. Final score is 6-2 in favor of the Victoria Sheep, over the Nanaimo Roadrunners. Thank you so much for tuning in. There's 2 more games on the slate today. One very shortly, right after this, and another one at 3:30 here. Div 3 to 4 and a 5 to 6 game, I believe. Can't remember which teams, but we'll be back at you on YouTube here again shortly. And thank you everyone for tuning in. We appreciate it. And we'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.